So what makes up a good logo? Well, there are 4 elements. The first one is it needs to be memorable. So it needs to be very simple. If you were to give your logo to somebody to draw, they should be able to draw it quite easily. Think of the McDonald's M, the apple, the Nike tick. These are all very simple symbols that represent this company. The logo should not be complicated and it should not be complex. It needs to be very simple and easy to remember. The next element is that it needs to be relevant to your industry or the business that you're in. For example, if you're in the building trade, you wouldn't necessarily have a fish symbol as your logo. You would have maybe more of a hammer or a house or a window, keeping it relevant to your business. However, this doesn't necessarily apply to everything, such as the Apple logo isn't that relevant to computers. The next thing is that it needs to be scalable. So this is where a graphic designer comes in to play. They're able to design and create a logo that can be used across all platforms, being really small that needs to be on your website up on the navigation bar, to a little bit bigger on your business card, a bit bigger on your flyers, a bit bigger on your posters, bigger on signage, and then all the way up to billboards, t-shirts, hats, all those sorts of things. Your logo that you create needs to be able to scale from small to large across all different platforms. The 4th element is that it needs to look good in black and white. When you consider a logo, if you have contrasting colors, so if you had a green tree with a red apple on that tree, if you were to print that in black and white, you would not actually be able to see that red apple on the tree. So it's important that when you're designing your logo, that the contrast is good. So when you print it out in black and white, you should be able to see all elements. This is a good telltale to see if your logo is good, if it can be printed in black and white. So the 4 elements: memorable, keeping it simple so someone could draw it and remember it; relevant to your industry; scalable so it can be across all platforms; and a good way to test if it's working well is if it looks good in black and white. So a logo is basically a stamp for your brand that you put across all platforms, from screen to print and beyond. But ultimately, it's your service and product behind that logo and the brand that you create that makes that logo become aware to people. So when you think of the Apple logo, it's so well known now. Initially, when they started out in their garage 20, 30 years ago, whenever it was, they weren't well known. It's only through their products and becoming more well known and through brand awareness that that logo is recognizable. So a logo derives meaning from the quality of the thing it symbolizes, not the other way around. If you think a logo is going to make your business amazing, that is not the answer. You need to have a business that is solving a problem for your customer, and then the brand awareness comes from that. So what are the different types of logos out there? Well, there's generally 3 types. The first type is the icon. So when a brand becomes well known, they usually drop their font and their icon is represented. For example, Twitter, Nike, Apple, McDonald's, and Instagram. These are all well-known brands now. So when you see their logo, they're well-known, you know what that brand is. The second type of logo is the logo type, which is just a font, basically. Design font that's specific to their brand. For example, Facebook and FedEx. A cute little thing that you might not have known in FedEx is their little arrow that you can see within that X part, which is pretty cool because FedEx delivers. The third type of logo is the combination logo. So it's an icon with the font. or the type. So it's the combination of both. For example, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Adidas, and Tesla. Now, when you're starting out as a business, I highly recommend doing both the icon and the font combined. And then when your brand becomes more recognized, you can drop the font on certain platforms and just have your icon. If you're really wanting to go for something quite simple, then just the logo type would work well. So that's the basics around a good logo. Now, once you've created your Canva account, which is just going into canva.com, it will show you how to create your account. What we want to do now is create a logo. So up here it has create designs. It might look a little bit different. It might be down the side here or somewhere else. So if it's not along the top, you just click the more button here and it will bring up other documents as well. So look at these amazing templates that you can utilize for your business. Facebook ads, postcards, social media posts, marketing material, blogging, ebooks, documents, social media posts, etc., etc. It's a phenomenal design platform. As a graphic designer, I use the creative suite called Adobe, but Canva is just wonderful because it's a free platform. You can upgrade it. I think it's about $10 to upgrade it. I don't know if that's $10 a month. Yeah, I think it's $10 a month. And there's lots of cool things you can do when you upgrade. I don't have the upgraded version because I use my Adobe suite to create my designs. But if you want to create a logo with a transparent background, then you would need to upgrade Canva to get that transparent background. We're going to go in and choose to create a logo from these templates. So the first thing you need to do when you're looking at creating your logo is to simply browse down the side and find a design that you like and that you think would suit your industry that you were in. So you can browse and browse and browse for a long time until you find something. So what I'm looking for is a logo that fits the cooking, food industry, and here's one right here that I'm going to click on. So what it does is it inserts it into here. Now what it's done is it's inserted this great looking font. It's nice and modern. It's the sans serif, so there's no little feet on them. Cute little icon and some information here. So I'm going to change these just by clicking on them. So what I did is I just click on that. It also brings up the font type so you can actually see what font that is. And what I'm going to do is write my own. So the Growing Kitchen. I'm going to just move that into the center more, and you'll find that they have the cool center lines come up. So when I hit that center, it will actually drop a line through the middle. Now, I don't want to have it at Silver Dod, Virginia, so I'm just going to click away from that one and then re-click on this. So I'm just going to say Darling Downs, which is a region where I am from. And then down the bottom, I'm then going to add Cooking School. Now I want to adjust these locations, so I'm just going to move it down a bit and make sure it's centered. Again, you can adjust these, make sure it's, see how it's cool, how it's lining it up. With that one, it has great little guides. Now remember earlier we picked our colors. So I'm going to go in and see if my colors are still there. No, they're not still chosen. So what I need to do is write in that color code, which I luckily wrote down earlier. So I think I will do maybe the pinky garlicky one. So let's try that number in there. Added that cute little pinky color. Now that's as simple as you can get for a logo. So simple, someone could definitely draw the knife and fork. If you don't want to use that icon, there are elements on this left hand side, so you can browse through all of these elements over here. So click on elements and it will bring up icons, so you can click on that and I can look for other icons. So I might search spoon. Oops, I didn't spell that, did I? Let's try that. So here are some other, so that one's cute, I could utilize that one instead. And to resize, you just drag it from the corners up and down and it will resize. Let's see what it looks like in that color. So I selected that color before, so it's remembered it for me there. Now it's not looking as good, it's quite small and not easy to see. So another important factor when you're designing logo is that when it goes small, is it going to be too hard to see? So I'm going to get rid of that one. And let's see if I can find another one. Let's try this one. Again with those colors. You can go, yep, it goes really large and small. So let's put those ones in. It's looking all right. Now there's these other ones that say Pro on it. So that means if you've upgraded and you're a paying customer for Canva, which I am not, so I cannot use them. See, that's a nice simple spoon. That would be a great little icon that I could use. I could just draw it up in my software. There are also other sites such as Pixabay, Pixabay, that have free icons that you can look at. And even if you just Google free icons, making sure you always check those licenses before you use them, you can import them in. So all you need to do is download them to your computer and then upload them here. For now, I think that logo is looking quite cute. Let me see what it looks like in a different color. Let's try that greeny color. I think I actually liked the other element. I probably won't be able to find it now. I think that was it. Oh, maybe it was that one. So to get rid of an element, you just click and then you select the delete. I think that one looks too much like a pirate. Again, making sure it doesn't look too small. And make sure it's centered. Now you can play around with the logo for hours and hours. Trust me, I'm sure you will. That's just a little introduction on how you can create your own logo. Now if you want to change your font color, again the same with the icon, it will show up the color here. So you can pick your color there and these ones as well. If I wanted to change my font, these are all the different fonts down the side that I can change it to. But I'm quite happy with that font for now. You can also upload your own fonts, but that's if you're a paying customer. Now, once you're happy with your logo, so what's going to happen is this logo is going to download with a white background. So I'll have to put it on a white background on my website, otherwise it will be a box, a square box. Now, if you want to, so have some fun creating your logo, remember those 4 elements, make it memorable, so easy to redraw, make it relevant to your industry, and make it so that it is scalable, so it can be on a small and large, and if it looks good in black and white. So try out the black and white phenomena to see if it looks good in black and white. Now, if you're struggling to design a logo, find a local graphic designer in your region, get them to design something for you. Expect to be paying a little bit more than you would normally for, say, going through some internet thing like Fiverr. Definitely well worth it, and they will be able to design something that's very unique for your brand. I'm also happy to have a look at your logo as well if you want me to, and give you some advice back. So on the Facebook support group, happy for you to plop it on there, and I'll give you some feedback and ideas around how to improve it. If you haven't been invited into the Facebook support group, let me know via email and I will add you in. Now, once you're happy with your logo, all you have to do is download it. And it's definitely recommended to download your logo in PNG format. If you were downloading just an image, a large image, JPEG is the better one. But for a logo, PNG is definitely recommended. Then you download it, and then you can store it on your computer to use on your website for later.